Good morning, welcome back to the channel. So the BC election has been held and the polls have all closed. The results are in, mostly, and we are at a kind of a standstill right now, as I'm sure most British Columbians are aware, and observers from elsewhere. The NDP are sitting with 46 seats, the BC Conservatives at 45, and the NDP, or the Greens, sorry, at 2 seats. Their leader, Sonia Furstenau, has lost her riding in Victoria Beacon Hill. And there are a number of ridings that are still too close to call. I believe that it was 5 ridings within 100 votes, and a couple of them are within 20. They're still counting mail-in ballots, I guess, so we've been told that they potentially will not have the results until between the 26th and 28th of October, so a ways off yet before we know what's going on. So what does that mean for us? Well, it most likely means that we're going to have a minority legislature in BC, and honestly, it's going to very likely be an election fairly shortly will be held because of just the way things line up. I know the Greens will tend to vote with the NDP for the most part. There's some complicating issues involved where the speaker for the legislature gets selected. The speaker will likely be a member of the NDP. The speaker doesn't get a vote, so that reduces the number of votes that the NDP get when they vote on legislation. So yeah, things are going to be a lot closer than we think. So I wanted to just address what is being referred to as divisive rhetoric on the campaign trail. We typically hear this directed at Conservatives being divisive, right? So if you say things like, the NDP are incompetent at their job, or that can be seen as being divisive. I mean, there is obviously some divisive things being said out there by people, and I've heard it on both sides, to be completely honest. I find it strange that Conservatives or people who are on the right get called out for it. People on the left, NDP supporters, typically don't get called out for it. So anyways, when it comes to my divisive rhetoric, because I have pointed out that the NDP have had a mandate for 7 years. They've been in government through the housing crisis, the opioid crisis, and other financial crises. And I have called them out for it. I said, you were in power, so this is on you, and I stand by that statement. While there are factors that may have been outside of their control, the simple fact is, when you're in government and your province or country or municipality, whichever level of government you're at, face crises, and you come out of it at the other end without a real solution, or the problem is worse, you own that. Doesn't matter what party you're a member of or what position you take. If you do not fix the problem while it's happening, then yeah, that's your problem, and it's on you, and I'm going to continue to call them out on that. I'm certainly not going to go after individual voters. You guys are welcome to your own position. You're welcome to vote for whoever you wish, and that's as simple as that. On that topic, another one that you hear and that comes up is, so we had a couple of BC Liberal MLAs who did not drop out of the election when their party dissolved, and they ran as independents. And in a couple of cases, they probably cost the Conservatives that seat, that riding, because they chose to run. and there's some sour grapes over that. You know, they shouldn't have run. A vote for, you know, so and so was a vote for the NDP, and so what has always been my belief, and I will also stand by this, is that anybody has a right to run, or should have the right to run. I don't think that there's anything that should disqualify somebody from running, and anybody has the right to vote for anybody they choose. If you chose to support one of these, let me black out, one of these ex-BC Liberal MLAs, that's your vote, that's your voice. If they chose not to drop out when their party dropped out, that's their right, and I don't think anybody should take that away from them. The Green Party spoiled a lot of ridings for the NDP as well, so it goes both ways, and you can't have it both ways. So that's my say for this morning. I'll have more over the coming weeks, and then eventually we'll get back onto Justin Trudeau, because well, he never fails to provide content material for us, does he? So anyways, we'll see you on the next one.